The location, a maximum security women's prison, isolated, cold, and impenetrable, built to hold society's most hardened female criminals. Every day, the same routine. Guards on patrol, watchful eyes scanning for any hint of trouble, inmates moving like clockwork, their lives governed by strict rules and regulations. But something is changing within the prison walls. A secret is festering, hidden from the watchful eyes of the guards. The atmosphere within the prison is tense, heavy with unspoken words and furtive glances. Whispers travel from cell to cell, spreading like wildfire through the close quarters. The inmates, hardened criminals though they may be, share a sense of unease. Something is different, off-kilter. The routine medical checkups, usually met with indifference, become shrouded in fear and anticipation. The weight of the situation falls heavily on Dr. Sarah McAdams, the prison's head physician. Dr. McAdams has seen her fair share of hardship and heartbreak within these walls. She's treated everything from drug withdrawal to stab wounds. But the growing number of pregnancies shakes her composure. Dr. McAdams pores over medical records, searching for a common link. The women come from different walks of life. They have nothing in common except their incarceration. The timing of their pregnancies is suspiciously close. Dr. McAdams becomes convinced something is terribly wrong. A chill runs down her spine as a terrifying realization dawns on her. This is no coincidence. These pregnancies are deliberate, planned. But how? The prison is a fortress. Every visitor is scrutinized, every inch monitored. The thought of a security breach is unthinkable. Dr. McAdams knows she has to act, and fast. This is about the safety and security of the entire prison. If someone is exploiting the system, no one is safe. Her mind races, trying to identify the weakest link. But the answer remains elusive, shrouded in a growing sense of dread. Dr. McAdams urgently requests a meeting with Warden Jane Thompson. Warden Thompson listens, her face a mask of controlled concern. News of multiple pregnancies strikes a blow to her sense of order. The sterile environment of her office feels stifling. The weight of the situation hangs heavy in the air. How is this even possible? The prison's security protocols are airtight. The conversation turns to security breaches. Could someone be exploiting a weakness? Every guard, every staff member, every visitor log is scrutinized. The possibility of an inside job hangs in the air. The foundation of the prison begins to crumble. The investigation begins, a race against time. Warden Thompson vows to get to the bottom of this. She will leave no stone unturned. The safety and security of her facility hang in the balance. The news spreads like wildfire through the prison staff. An emergency meeting is called. Guards, nurses, administrators all gathered, faces etched with disbelief. The impossible has happened. Dr. McAdams addresses the room. She lays out the facts. The number of pregnancies, the impossible time frame. Each word hangs heavy in the air. The room erupts in questions and accusations. Guards shift uncomfortably. Nurses struggle to comprehend. The air crackles with tension. Dr. McAdams silences the room. She understands their fear. She needs their cooperation to restore order. The weight of responsibility sits heavy on her shoulders. Back in the sterile confines of her office, Dr. McAdams pores over the medical records once more, desperate for a clue, a missed detail, anything that could shed light on this impossible situation. The ultrasound images, once symbols of hope and new beginnings, now seem sinister, mocking her with their irrefutable proof of the security breach. Each tiny flicker on the screen, each beat of a nascent heart, is a testament to the magnitude of the mystery unfolding within the prison walls. She meticulously cross-references dates, medical histories, even the cell block assignments of the pregnant inmates. But the puzzle pieces refuse to fit, the mystery deepening with each passing hour. The weight of her responsibility presses down on her, threatening to crush her under its immense pressure. The silence of her office, usually a sanctuary from the cacophony of prison life, now seems to amplify her growing sense of dread. Every creak of the building, every distant clang of a cell door closing sends a shiver down her spine. She feels like a detective trapped in a labyrinth, the walls closing in with each passing moment. Meanwhile, the news spreads through the inmate population like wildfire, carried on a current of whispers and rumors. The prison, usually a place of rigid routine and suffocating silence, buzzes with a nervous energy. The inmates, starved for any scrap of excitement in their monotonous existence, devour the news, their imaginations running wild with speculation and intrigue. Theories abound, each more outlandish than the last. Some whisper of a modern-day immaculate conception. a sign from a higher power. Others speak of a secret government experiment, a twisted breeding program designed to create a new generation of supercriminals. The truth, whatever it may be, is surely more shocking, more unbelievable, than anything they could conjure in their wildest imaginations. The pregnancies, once a source of shame and fear, now hold a strange power within the prison walls. They represent the unknown, the unpredictable, a crack in the facade of control that governs their lives. The guards, usually the undisputed authority figures, find their power subtly undermined, their every move scrutinized, their motives questioned. The weight of the situation rests heavily on Warden Thompson's shoulders. The prison, her prison, is a system built on control, on order, and yet, right under her nose, something has gone terribly wrong. The thought of a security breach of this magnitude, a violation so audacious and inexplicable, strikes at the very core of her authority. She knows that the eyes of the outside world are now upon her, watching, waiting for her to restore order. The media, always hungry for a scandal, will have a field day with this. The families of the inmates, already wary of the justice system, will demand answers. Her superiors, their trust shaken, will expect swift and decisive action. But first, she needs to uncover the truth. And that means confronting the most unsettling possibility of all, that the breach, the violation, came from within. That someone she trusted, someone sworn to uphold the law and maintain order, had betrayed that trust in the most fundamental way. The investigation intensifies, the prison transforming into a pressure cooker of suspicion. Every guard, every staff member subjected to intense scrutiny. The focus narrows to Mr. Jake Collins, the lone male guard in the female penitentiary. Known for his gentle demeanor, he's a calming presence in a chaotic world. Yet the evidence, or lack thereof, paints a damning picture. He's the only man with regular access to the inmates. The investigation becomes a tightrope walk, balancing respect in pursuit of justice. Warden Thompson finds herself drawn to Mr. Collins's personnel file, seeking answers in the narrative of his life. A war veteran, decorated for his service, honorably discharged. A loving husband, his wife a constant source of strength during his transition to civilian life. A man who chose a career in corrections not for the power or the authority, but for the opportunity to make a difference, to offer a glimmer of hope in a place devoid of it. Warden Thompson studies the photos, the commendations, the glowing performance reviews. She sees a man defined by his compassion, his unwavering commitment to duty and decency. Could this be the same man now suspected of such a grave breach of trust? The dissonance is jarring, leaving her questioning her own judgment, the very foundation of her career. The investigation takes its toll. Sleep becomes a luxury, meals a forgotten necessity. The weight of the situation, the responsibility for the safety and security of the prison, weighs heavily on her. The easy answers, the convenient scapegoats, elude her. The truth, she realizes, lies buried deeper, hidden beneath layers of perception, assumption, and the ever-present shadow of doubt. The interviews with the inmates prove frustratingly unfruitful. Some feign ignorance, their eyes downcast, their voices barely above a whisper. Others meet the questions with hostility, their defiance a shield against the intrusion. The prison, a place where information is currency, seems to have closed ranks. Joanna, the unofficial leader, sits opposite Warden Thompson, her gaze unwavering. Her silence speaks volumes, a challenge to the very authority that confines her. She knows something, Warden Thompson is certain of it. But prying open that vault of secrets will require more than just questions and threats. Days turn into nights, each hour marked by a growing sense of urgency. The pressure from the outside world mounts. The media, sensing a scandal, hounds the prison. Families demand answers and justice. Warden Thompson feels the weight of her responsibilities. Evidence points to Mr. Collins, but doubt lingers. Hope flickers in the encroaching darkness. The investigation takes its toll on everyone. Guards walk with tension and suspicion. Inmates grow bolder, whispers louder. The prison breeds secrets and lies. How long can this balance hold? The metal chair scrapes against the concrete floor as Mr. Collins settles into his seat, his gaze steady but his hands trembling slightly. Warden Thompson sits opposite him, her face etched with a weariness that mirrors his own. "Jake," she begins, her voice betraying a hint of the respect she holds for the man before her, "we need to talk." As the interrogation progresses, Warden Thompson delves deeper into Mr. Collins's past, her gaze lingering on the commendations and medals displayed on her desk. Mr. Collins hesitates, a shadow crossing his face as if a door to a painful past is creaking open. He speaks in a low voice, each word measured, carefully chosen, about the camaraderie, the sense of purpose, the ever-present threat of violence that defined his years in uniform. The interrogation stretches on, each hour marked by a growing sense of urgency and frustration. Warden Thompson, despite her growing empathy for Mr. Collins, finds herself unable to shake the nagging suspicion that lingers in the air. She decides to change tactics, shifting the focus away from direct accusations to a more subtle line of questioning. As the hours stretch into night, the weight of the situation presses down on them both. Warden Thompson, torn between her growing respect for Mr. Collins and her duty to uncover the truth, finds herself at a crossroads. Mr. Collins, sensing the walls closing in, the weight of the unspoken accusations pressing down on him, begins to show signs of cracking. The tension in the interrogation room is palpable, a suffocating presence that hangs heavy in the air. Just as Warden Thompson is about to call an end to the interview, a knock on the door breaks the oppressive silence. A young guard enters, his face pale, a file clutched nervously in his hand. He stammers, "Ma'am, we have a situation. Louise, she wants to talk." Louise hesitates, her gaze darting nervously around the room, her hand tightening around the photograph as if seeking strength from the image of her beloved. She speaks of whispers, of rumors circulating among the inmates, whispers of a hidden passage, a relic from a bygone era when escape, not love, fueled the dreams of those imprisoned within the walls. A tunnel, she reveals, long forgotten, its existence erased from official records, leading from the depths of the women's prison to a forgotten corner of the men's facility. The prison archives, a repository of forgotten stories and buried truths, become the new battleground in the search for answers. Warden Thompson, armed with Louise's fragmented memories and a growing determination to uncover the truth, pores over old blueprints, maintenance logs, and incident reports. The tunnel, it turns out, was a remnant of a bygone era, a forgotten chapter in the prison's history. The atmosphere within the prison shifts, the revelation of the tunnel acting as a catalyst for change. Warden Thompson, her authority shaken but her resolve strengthened, orders the tunnel sealed permanently, this time with the full weight of modern technology and a renewed commitment to security. The investigation, though officially concluded, has left its mark. The clang of metal against stone echoes through the depths of the prison as the tunnel, once a conduit for forbidden love, is sealed shut, entombed once more beneath layers of concrete and steel. Warden Thompson, her face grim but her eyes betraying a hint of weary satisfaction, supervises the operation, ensuring the thoroughness of their efforts. With the tunnel permanently sealed, a sense of normalcy slowly returns to the prison. Mr. Collins, his name cleared, returns to his duties with a newfound empathy. He sees inmates as individuals with complex histories. The tunnel opened his eyes to their quiet desperation. He listens intently to their stories, recognizing echoes of his own experiences. He understands true security lies in fostering respect. Warden Thompson admires his resilience and seeks his counsel. The prison transforms into a place where order and humanity coexist. Time, the great healer, works its magic on the prison, softening the sharp edges of the scandal, transforming the once shocking news of the multiple pregnancies into a shared history, a tale whispered among the inmates and staff, a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. The babies born within the confines of the prison walls become symbols of hope, their innocent eyes reflecting a future free from the mistakes of the past. The prison administration, recognizing the profound impact of motherhood on the women in their care, establishes a dedicated nursery within the facility, a haven of brightly colored murals and soft lullabies. The inmates, their maternal instincts awakened, embrace their roles as caregivers, the responsibility of nurturing new life, offering a sense of purpose and redemption within the confines of their restricted world. The presence of the babies within the prison walls has a ripple effect, softening the hardened exteriors of even the most cynical guards, reminding them of the precious fragility of life and the enduring power of hope. The prison, once a place defined by punishment and isolation, begins to embrace the possibility of rehabilitation, of second chances. Years later, a new guard, his face fresh and idealistic, listens intently as a seasoned colleague recounts the tale of the tunnel, his voice a hushed whisper in the dimly lit corridor. The story, passed down through generations of prison staff, has become a cautionary tale, a legend whispered in the shadows. The tunnel, though sealed and forgotten by most, continues to cast a long shadow over the prison, a reminder of the hidden depths that lie beneath the surface of even the most seemingly impenetrable institutions. The story of the tunnel, passed down through generations of prison staff, becomes a cautionary tale, a reminder of the enduring power of human ingenuity, the lengths to which people will go for love, and the importance of vigilance in a world where even the most meticulously crafted systems can be compromised. The prison, forever marked by the events of that tumultuous time, stands as a testament to the complexities of human nature, the enduring power of love and hope, and the delicate balance between order and compassion that defines our shared existence. Life within the prison walls settles into a new rhythm, a strange harmony born from scandal and revelation. The initial shock of the pregnancies fades, replaced by acceptance of the extraordinary circumstances. The babies, their cries echoing, become a source of unexpected joy, softening hardened edges. The prison routine adapts to accommodate the needs of the newest inmates. Designated feeding times are established, silencing cell doors with lullabies. The prison library expands to include parenting books, nurturing growth within their unique environment. The presence of the babies subtly shifts the dynamics within the prison walls. Guards, once suspicious, find themselves disarmed by the sight of a young mother cradling her child. Warden Thompson, her leadership tested but her spirit unbroken by the events of the past year, embraces the opportunity for change. The tunnel, once a symbol of her prison's vulnerability, now represents a turning point, a catalyst for re-evaluating the very foundation of her approach to incarceration. She recognizes that true security lies not just in physical barriers and rigid protocols, but in fostering an environment where hope can take root and flourish. She implements innovative programs designed to address the root causes of recidivism, recognizing that many of the women in her care are themselves products of a broken system. Educational opportunities are expanded, vocational training programs introduced, the prison walls no longer viewed as an insurmountable barrier to personal growth and transformation. The prison, once a place of punishment and isolation, begins to evolve into a community, albeit an unconventional one, where second chances are not just offered but actively encouraged. The inmates, sensing the shift in attitude, respond with a cautious optimism, a glimmer of hope flickering in their eyes, a belief that even within the confines of their restricted world, positive change is possible. The years pass, marked by the steady rhythm of seasons changing, and the bittersweet milestones of children growing up. One by one, the women who arrived at the prison pregnant under such extraordinary circumstances complete their sentences, their children, now toddlers with infectious laughter and boundless energy, accompanying them on their journey back into the outside world. The prison, once a seemingly insurmountable obstacle, becomes a shared memory, a chapter in their lives that, while difficult, ultimately led them to a place of unexpected joy and resilience. Warden Thompson, her hair now streaked with silver, but her eyes still sharp with intelligence and compassion, makes it her mission to ensure that the women leaving her care have the support they need to rebuild their lives. She establishes partnerships with local organizations, creating a network of resources to assist with housing, employment, and counseling, recognizing that true rehabilitation extends far beyond the prison gates. The success stories, though often hard-won, fuel her commitment to her unconventional calling. She sees the transformative power of second chances, of recognizing the inherent dignity and potential within every individual, regardless of their past mistakes. The tunnel, though sealed and all but forgotten by the outside world, remains etched in the prison's collective memory, a cautionary tale whispered among the staff, a reminder of the enduring power of human connection, the lengths to which people will go for love, even within the most oppressive of environments. It stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, its ability to find hope and create beauty even in the darkest of places. The prison, forever marked by the events of that extraordinary time, continues to evolve its purpose, shifting from punishment to rehabilitation. Its walls no longer viewed as an insurmountable barrier, but as a catalyst for change, a place where broken lives can be mended and forgotten dreams rekindled. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and this other story that may be appearing on the screen will most likely move you as well.